All right, guys, it is me, 80 Swords to guys. We'll be doing a Barcelona transfer window review, guys. So this summer, guys, Barcelona have made a lot of transfers in and out of the club, a lot of loans, a lot of departures, and today we'll discuss you guys all the players that have left. And today we'll give you guys an overall score, what I think. Now, I'm very sorry this is coming out very late, guys. Obviously, I know the transfer window ended on Tuesday. I'm very much well aware that I already know what's going on. I already know the news. The reason why I've done it so late is simply because you guys know the World Cup qualifiers was taking place at that time, and to me that was more important than this. So I put this in the back burner, and so I'm going to be doing this right now. So and so yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and start with the transfers, and some of these players I've already discussed. Like I believe I already discussed with Aguero, Eric Garcia, Emerson, and Depay, and Alenia. So let's start with Aguero. Obviously, I think it's a good signing. I'm still not really sure this is a striker that we really needed, but could add some depth in that striker position. So overall, I think it could be a bad, it could be a good, it could be either way. To be honest with you, Eric Garcia, I feel like for me was a good purchase from Manchester City. Former Barcelona player as well. He could add some depth to that center back position that we really needed for a long time now, and I think he's someone that needed. Obviously, Emerson, guys, we already know what happened. He left, guys, so I'm not going to even discuss more about that. Depay, obviously, you guys know, I think he's been a pretty good purchase for what he's done so far in La Liga, and Alenia also left. So overall, you can see the transfers in. We paid $9 million. All right. So now for the transfers out, you could see, guys, you could see the way we sold around $76 million. So that's pretty good. So Conor de la Fuente was sold to Marseille. There is a buyback option, I believe, for Conor de la Fuente, I think. So, overall, I'm a bit disappointed to see him leave. I would have liked to have seen him get more opportunities, go out on loan. But, I can understand him leaving because obviously, he would start he wouldn't start at Barcelona. Obviously, we know that. And so I would have liked for him to, at least get some, go out on loan. But, it is what it is. Matheus Fernandez, contract terminated. Not even surprised. Honestly, great decision by the club. Didn't do anything. So, Juan Miranda, he went to Real Betis on a free. Good luck at him for Real Betis. I know he's had a lot of loan deals. He hasn't really found a club to establish himself in, so hopefully he can establish himself at Real Betis. They have Jean-Claire Tadiba, who left to Nice. Obviously, guys, I think Jean-Claire Tadiba, I wish him the best of luck at Nice. Obviously, he wasn't going to get an opportunity at Barcelona. His attitude was not really good. And for me, it just wasn't really good enough for the team. So, yeah, I'm a very sad because, I think he could have been a really good player for us. But, it is what it is. Obviously, I already made a video on Lionel Messi, his departure to PSG. Obviously, it's a very sad transfer. It is what it is. And, yeah, I already made a video on that, so you guys can check that out. Okay, Junior Ferpa to Leeds United. I think it's a good transfer for me. Ferpa wasn't going to really play much at Barcelona. And obviously, I don't think he was really that good enough for the first team anyway. So I think him going to Leeds is a good decision. So 15 mil there. I think Kime, he went to Almeria. Interesting. I don't really know too much about him, if I'm being honest. So I can't really comment too much. Alenia Getafe, I think it's a good transfer. Alenia did pretty well to Getafe earlier in the year, I think. And so I think for me, he would have a lot of opportunities there, and he would be a first choice. Montu went to Granada. Fair enough. Didn't really do much at here anyway. So disappointed with him because he looked promising, but it is what it is. Then for Alex Mariba, obviously you guys know what the situation was. He wanted a higher wages, and obviously the club couldn't afford to do that, so they decided to let him go, and they decided to not give him any football, and that he'd need to leave. That if he didn't leave, he would leave on a free, and obviously he didn't want to do that, so they were trying to push for a move, and he eventually went to RB Leipzig. So good luck at him at RB Leipzig. And then Emerson went to Tottenham Hotspur. A very, very sad one. This, in my opinion, is the saddest, quite possibly the most shocking one of the bunch, because for me, Emerson was bought in to be that replacement, that right back replacement. And it seems like to me, guys, that we decided to sell him for the profit because we needed the profit so badly. Remember, guys, we needed to get down the wage bill and we needed money. So I think it's the reason why Emerson was sold was because of that. It's not because I don't think he was a good player and all. It's just that I think because of the situation we're in financially, I think it made sense that Emerson had to leave. So, and remember, guys, we still have two other right backs. We still have players that can play in the right back position. We have Mingueza and Roberto. So Mingueza will probably be the alternative option now with Emerson leaving. So, and then for the loans, you said Demare came in. He's been really, really promising from what I've seen. Luke de Jong, obviously not really happy with this loan deal whatsoever, but I don't think we're going to purchase him. So there is no mandatory buy option, thank God. Yeah, so that's good. And then for the loans out, we have Trincao left on loan to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Let's see how he does over there. Hopefully he could do well. I'm disappointed with him because he left at a time where we didn't know. He left at a time where both Messi and Griezmann was looking like they'll stay. Both of which didn't look like they would leave. And it ended up becoming like both would leave. So that's a very interesting, right? So, it's interesting to see what happened there. So I feel kind of bad for him in the sense that he left because of the there was not going to be much playing time over here. So, obviously. And then for Ray Manaj, I think he needed to leave. Obviously, he wasn't going to play much at Barcelona. He's going to Spezia now. Hopefully, he's good luck. I think Spezia is a newly promoted team from when I did my Serie A predictions, so hopefully he could do well for them. The Griezmann going to Atletico Madrid. Let me explain this one for a bit briefly. Not briefly. I'll explain this one a little bit more in depth. For me, guys, Griezmann had to leave. He had to leave. I'm sorry. The performances he did without Messi were atrocious. It was atrocious, guys. And I understand it was only 3 games, and I understand that takes time for the player to adapt. But for me, Griezmann just never really worked out at Barca. He never really worked out Barca. And I'm sorry to say, this has probably been one of the worst transfers Barca have ever done in their history. That said, though, I think Griezmann, for me, has still not been as bad as people make him out to be. I think it's because of transfer fee we paid for him from Atletico Madrid. We paid his release clause, I believe. That is the reason why people are hating on him so much, because we paid around $120 million for him, 120, and we're only loaning him for basically around 40 million, or like 50 mil. So, that for me is like insane to think that we didn't even get half of what we wanted. And, it was such a waste of money, And for me, Griezmann was huge for us. For that Copa del Rey, obviously came up big, And I just feel like for me, Griezmann just never really worked out here, because, Barcelona's a possession-based team, whereas France and Atletico Madrid are basically counter-attacking teams, very direct, whereas Barcelona isn't really direct. So that's why I just never really felt like it worked out. And for me, honestly, the only other team, if he had to leave, the only place he would go to is Atletico Madrid. He wouldn't go to any other team because, let's be real, no other team wants to pay his ridiculous wages. And remember, guys, Atletico Madrid, they'll be paying all of his wages. They'll be paying all of his wages indeed. And so that's going to be interesting there. So, yeah, there's that. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, and there's an obligation to buy. You have to buy him. You have to buy Griezmann. Like, Atletico Madrid have to purchase Griezmann. So basically, Griezmann is leaving Barcelona permanently, basically. All right. So overall, guys, personally, I'm happy with him leaving. It's just that Atletico Madrid was a team that I never wanted him to go to, because with Griezmann, Atletico Madrid, guys, Atletico Madrid are prime favorites for La Liga. We have basically gifted La Liga to them. We have basically say, hey, Atletico Madrid, we know that we're in a financial crisis, And so, yeah, it makes sense. Like I said before, guys, we had to get rid of Griezmann. And it's not we had no other choice. We had no other choice. And then it says right here, Pianish to Besiktas. For me, it's a good transfer. And oh my goodness, guys, I didn't even see this. There is no option to buy at the end of the season. Oh no, this is terrible, guys. I wanted him to leave. Obviously, guys, Pianish for me is another player that obviously didn't really have any future at this club. Koeman doesn't have it part of his plans. And let's be real, guys. Pianish, he was going to stay on the bench. He was going to do absolutely nothing. He would just pick up his wages and not do anything. And apparently, from reports what I've heard, is that he's actually been pushing for this move. In fact, he actually decreased his salary so much so that Besiktas could actually make this loan deal happen for them. Because otherwise, if he didn't do that, Besiktas couldn't afford the loan deal. So yeah, guys, according to here, guys, though there's no option to buy. So Pianish will come back to us, guys. Which is very, very unfortunate indeed. So, I wish him best of luck at Besiktas. Hopefully he could do well there. And hopefully this is wrong here, what it says, but it doesn't seem like it's wrong. So, yeah, you can see right here, guys, expenditure. We have lost about 500 million compared to last summer, and then we've actually profited. So expenditure, players that left, we got $500,000 less, and then players that came in, we actually increased our income to 82,800,000. So 803,000, as you can see right there. So it's interesting, as you can see. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. I just want to discuss the transfer window, and then let me go ahead and give you guys an overall score. All right, from 1 being the worst transfer window, from 10 being the best. In my personal opinion, guys, this has to be a very much a 5. Okay. Now, I'm not going to say this was a terrible transfer window, because we did let go of a lot of players that we needed to let go of. We let go of 11 players indeed, I think. Let me see how many. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 11 players have been sold, which 11 players have been let go of, which I think is really good, that we made a lot of businesses. Some of we let go of a lot of players. We had to let go of them. And I feel like for me, it was imperative that we did this because right now, guys, we need to reduce that wage bill. And obviously, guys, we have to understand that we cannot make any signings we want. We can't just sign we can't sign Mbappe and Holland. We don't have enough kind of money for that. And so we have to be very, very careful, very stingy with the money we have. And so it's very, very good that John Laporta reduced that wage bill. That wage bill was incredibly important. So in my opinion, guys, I think we made a lot of good business selling the players. I think we made some really good acquisitions. Bringing in Tadiba, I think was a really good deal, and Garcia. But at the same time, I would have liked for us to have brought more players. I would have liked for us to bring in, another top-tier center back. But you guys know that it's not really realistic. It's not really realistic. So for me, guys, I think this has overall been a decent transfer window. I don't think it's been the worst transfer window, but it's not really been the best. So I want you guys to comment down below what you guys thought of Barcelona's transfer window, guys. Obviously, guys, there's a lot of players to discuss, and I want you guys to share with you guys how you guys feel. Because for me, guys, I think overall, guys, this was a fairly decent transfer window. It wasn't the worst. It wasn't the best. So, like I said before, guys, I want you guys to comment down below. So remember, guys, check out my description below for my Twitter, Discord, and my Twitch. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Remember, guys, to comment and subscribe as well.